Hello, and thank you for joining me for this brief tutorial on how to log into your Zoom account and create a Zoom meeting invitation. My name is Debbie Shimizu, and I am an instructional coach with the Guam Department of Education. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you're going to have to do is open up a tab in your Google web browser and type in zoom.us in the URL search bar at the top. Let's do that now. The Zoom web page will appear and will look like this. The Zoom logo is at the top left part of the screen, and on the far right side, you will find the sign in button. Go ahead, click on that sign in button now. And a pop-up box would show. You're going to have to type in your email address and your password that was associated with your Zoom account when you first set it up. So I'm going to go ahead, type in my email address and my password and click on sign in. Once signed in, you will see the Zoom default page that is set to the Meetings tab. On the left side of your screen, you'll find options to different areas you can work with. Our goal for this tutorial is to schedule a meeting, so we should be on the Meetings tab as it is shown on the screen. To schedule or create your meeting, you'll need to click on the Schedule a Meeting tab located at the top right-hand portion of your screen. I'll click on that right now. And it'll bring you to the page in which you will begin to input important information for your scheduled meeting. So the first thing we want to do is we want to name our meeting or give our meeting a topic. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and enter second grade PLC meetings. You also have the option of writing a brief description for this meeting. And I'm going to go ahead and say this meeting will be for data analysis meetings. Right below that, you're going to have to choose when your meetings will take place. You'll see a small little red box or little red calendar. When you click on that, it'll give you the current months, and it'll give you two toggle buttons to toggle right into the months into the future or toggle back to previous months. We will schedule our meeting for August 31st, 2021. We will also then need to know what time we will be having our meeting. For our PLC meeting, we're going to schedule it after school at 3:30, so I need to switch to the PM because we most definitely do not want to meet at 3:30 in the morning. We also need to identify the duration of our meeting, and since most PLCs last about an hour, I'm going to go ahead and choose from the drop-down menu 1 hour, and on the drop-down menu I'll put in a little bit of 15 minutes just in case we go over our 1 hour time. So the duration of our meeting would last for about an hour and 15 minutes. On the time zone, you would click on the drop-down menu and you would choose the time zone of where you are at. Right now, I'm in Guam, so I'm going to choose that time zone, and that time zone for Guam would be the time zone that our meeting would also happen at. So I chose Guam. Underneath that, you will see that there is a reoccurring box, and you can click on that if you want this meeting to continue to reoccur. PLCs in our school sites normally happen every week. So I'm going to have this meeting reoccur, and I'm going to have it happen weekly. So I just click on that drop-down menu, choose weekly, and it'll schedule the meetings weekly. I would like to have this meeting repeated once a week, since we have our meetings every week. And then I would like to have it occur on Tuesdays and Thursdays during that week. So I want my meetings to occur twice a week, but I want my notice to repeat every week, or my meeting to repeat every week. And then I need to choose an end date for my meeting. For the purpose of this, I will choose the end date by the choosing off of the calendar. Again, I click on that small little red box that will have calendar pop up, and I'm going to toggle to maybe December and have this meeting last until December 16th. You could also choose the meeting to end after so many occurrences. And if you like to do it that way, you can click on the after, click on the drop down menu, and choose how many occurrences that you want to happen before this meeting invitation ends. But for our purposes here, I want to choose our meeting to end on an end date, and that's December 16 as chosen. I want to draw your attention up here to these words up here in bold, right next to the words reoccurring meeting. It says every week on Tuesdays, Thursdays until December 16, 2021, and there are 32 occurrences for this meeting. So we have set up our when, right, and our time zone, and our dates to our meetings. Now we have to decide whether we want our participants to register for the meeting. If you'd like them to register, you click on that registered box there, and you'll have three choices for your attendees to register. They can register once and can attend any of the conferences, or you can choose to have your attendees register for each occurrence or each meeting that they attend, you can have your attendees register once and can choose one or more occurrences to attend. For this case, I don't want my participants for my PLC to register, so I'll keep that unchecked. Next, you'll have a bar in which you can hit that drop-down menu that's way down there on the right side, and you'll see some templates of previous meetings that you created and saved the templates for, just in case you needed to use them again. In this case, I'm not going to use any of them. I'm going to choose none because I'm going to create a new template for these PLC meetings. You'll also have to choose a security portion for your meeting. Now, every meeting is going to have a passcode, and it's going to be automatically generated as so. However, you can also personalize your password, and you can type in that personalized password for our example here today. For our second grade PLC meeting, we'll use the word demo for our password. And then I also want to have the security feature of the waiting room. And I like the security feature of this waiting room because it allows all my guests, when logging into the meeting, to be put into a waiting room so that I can enter them into the meeting room when I am ready, or when I'm ready to start the meeting, or when the host is ready to start the meeting, I could say. The last security feature is to require authentication to join. And if you wanted them to authenticate to join, you would simply click on that, and they're going to have to sign into their Zoom account in order to join this meeting. So now I'm going to unauthenticate my participants. They don't need to sign in every time. They can just join the meeting right away. There are also two other features that we need to decide on for our meeting, and the first one is the video. We got to decide on whether the host and the participants will have their videos turned on when they enter the meeting or turned off. I like to turn on the videos for both the host and the participant because I like to see the faces of my participants, and I like my participants to see my face when we automatically join the meeting. Please note that during the meeting, the host and the participant can choose to turn off their video whenever they need to. The audio portion, you'll give authorization, or you'll actually determine which audio you would like your participants to use. Would you like them to use the audio coming in from a telephone, a computer, or any computer device, or both? In this case, I want both because I'm not sure my participants will be logging in via their phone device or any computer audio. So I'm going to leave it with both. Now we have some meeting options here that we can choose from. And the first one is to allow participants to join anytime. This feature is actually locked by administration because they want to make sure that we can allow participants to join our meeting at any time. However, keep in mind that we did click on the waiting room. So when participants do come into our meeting, they will be automatically put in the waiting room, and the host would have to allow them to enter or bring them into the waiting room. Into the meeting room. The next feature is to move participants upon entry, and I love to click on this feature and turn this feature on because sometimes when participants join, their background is very noisy and it becomes disturbing, especially if they join the meeting late. There's also the feature of creating pre-assigned breakout rooms. You can create them here. You can create them and save them as a CSV to use in future purposes. But for this purpose, for our PLC, I'm not going to use any breakout rooms for them. You also have the choice to automatically record your meeting, and I love to turn this feature on because sometimes when I start a meeting, I forget to click on the record button. So if I have this automatically record meeting checked, then it'll automatically record for me the minute the meeting starts. You can choose to have the meeting recorded on your local computer or in the cloud. For this purpose, I'm going to choose for the meeting to be recorded in the local computer. Last part of your meeting options is you'll have the option to approve or block entries for users from specific countries or regions. I'm going to keep that unchecked for now. And then you can add alternative hosts. If you want somebody to be an alternative host with you, you would enter their names and email addresses there. When you're done, you would just simply click save, and the screen will pop up and show all the features that you have chosen when you set up your meeting. Please take note that your meeting invitation can also be added to your Google Calendar, your Outlook calendar, or your Yahoo calendar. You'll also see that the Zoom invitation link has been created right there, and that's what your participants will see and be able to click on when you invite them to get into the meeting. You'll also see at the bottom that there's a start button, an edit button, and a delete button, as well as a save as a template button for you to utilize should you need them. You can also create polls or surveys prior to your meeting, for your meeting. I'm going to draw your attention back up here to the invite link, and on the far right you'll see the copy invitation. We're going to need to click on this in order to copy the invitation to invite our participants. So as you see, I clicked on that and this pop-up box is showing, and you'll see that the meeting that we just created is there in this pop-up box. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this meeting invitation. You'll see that it's copied to the clipboard. We'll just close this box by clicking on this box. And then we'll switch over to our email and we'll create an email so that we can invite our participants. So you would type in the participants that you want to invite to your meeting. And then you might want to put the subject right. In our case, I think I'm going to put second grade PLC meeting invite, right? And then down here, I'm going to click on the body of the email, right click, and paste our invitation there. And there you go, there's our invitation paste there. I might want to move that down a little bit and add a little message up here like hello, fellow grade level teachers. Hello, finding invitation to our grade level PLC meeting. Hope to see you there. And then you'll simply press send and your participants will be able to get this invite and be able to click on this Zoom link right here when we're ready to start our meeting. The passcode is there for them to input, and there you go. I have just shown you in this quick tutorial how to log on to your Zoom account and how to create a meeting invitation for your future use. Thank you and have a great school year.